Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. It means everything to me. Before we get started, I just want to say to everybody that has been reaching out to me, showing me support, I appreciate you so much. When I tell you I appreciate you, I truly, truly mean it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please leave me a comment. Please leave me a like. It would mean so much to me. You guys are just the best, and I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Joseph Steinfeld Jr. was born on September 9, 1999, in House Springs, which is a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri, to parents Amber and Joe Steinfeld Sr. He was one of 5 siblings. He was described as a very loving and outgoing person who didn't like conflict whatsoever. The family moved to Florida for a brief period of time, then to Texas County, which is an area of rugged hill in southern Missouri. Joseph dropped out of high school at the age of 17. At about this time, the rest of the family moved back to House Springs, while Joey stayed in Houston, Missouri. He would live with different friends before ending up with this guy, 18-year-old Andrew Vrba. Andrew and Joey lived with each other for about a year, right up until his death, as a matter of fact. Andrew was engaged to this bitch right here, 18-year-old Isa Shower, who was pregnant with Andrew's baby at the time. Joey got engaged to a woman named Samantha on August 14th, 2017. I don't know what actually happened with them, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that by September 1st of 2017, Joey started dating this bitch right here, 24-year-old Brianna Calderas. I'm sorry, I'm starting to get aggravated, I'm starting to get mad, and I promise you by the end of this, you will as well. So these 4 were all friends, and I say that very loosely. In May of 2017, Joey posted on Instagram that she was coming out and that she was male to female. In a post on June 13th, she referred to herself as male to female, saying that she is mostly lesbian but pansexual. In another post that same day, she wrote, "I am proud to be me. I am proud to be trans. I am beautiful. I don't care what people think." Steinfeld's parents acknowledged that she wanted to be a girl and that she identified as female. But both parents still used male pronouns when referencing their child and referred to her as Joey, Joseph, or Jr. Steinfeld had actually chosen the name Allie when she began her journey, so moving forward, we will refer to her as Allie. This was her identity, and I think that's the least that we could do, right? Okay, so moving on. The last time Allie's family spoke to her was on September 1st, 2017. Allie's 18th birthday was on September 9th, so when her birthday came and went and she didn't answer any of her family's birthday calls, her family traveled to Texas County to talk to Allie's friends and hand out missing person flyers. Allie's father would testify in court that he spoke with Andrew, Isis, and Brianna when he first got down there. Andrew told him that Allie had taken off. Andrew then went on to ask Allie's father what he would do if he knew that somebody was being essayed. Don't worry, we'll get there. It will all make sense. Just keep that in mind. So Allie's father tells Andrew that he would call the police. Andrew would go on to tell Allie's father that he would help him look for Allie. And as Joseph Sr. was leaving, Andrew shook his hand and then gave him a hug.
The next day we went over to AJ's house. AJ, there was by the jail over there.
And AJ, who's AJ?
Yeah, I sit right there between the girl and the guy, the old man.
Can you identify him? Point
Yes,
him
sir,
out.
I can.
Point to him.
Right there.
Wearing the black jacket between the counsel.
I know the mask.
And how did you know his name was AJ?
Because he was the one that did all the talking.
Did he tell you his name was AJ? And what did he tell you? Well, hold on, let me ask this. What did you ask him first?
I asked him if he seen Joey, and he said Joey took off. And Joey, he gave me a couple different stories about like, what would I do if I hear somebody being raped or something, and I go, well, I go in there and stop it, and then I call police, you know, and stuff like that, and that's basically it.
He brought up a rape to you.
Yes, sir.
So you spoke to AJ, and then you went back to the sheriff's department, correct?
Yep.
What happened when you were leaving, speaking with the defendant? What did he do?
Oh, well, he kept talking, you know, he used to like rambling, with the girls ran out of the house, and I had my kids sitting out there, my other kids were sitting out in the car, and they were texting. There was a lot of texting going on.
Did he say he helped you look for him?
Yeah, he told me a couple times that he'd come and look for him, shook my hand, hugged me, everything.
Allie's family would report her missing on September 14th, 2017. On September 20th of 2017, police bring Andrew, Isis, and Brittany in for questioning. It doesn't take long for Andrew to admit that he killed Allie. In fact, he pretty much admits to it immediately. It's his reasoning behind it that is the complete mindfuck. So Vrba tells officers that he had to kill Allie. He had to kill her because she threatened to kill his baby, Isis's grandmother, Brianna's children, and that she essayed Brianna in front of him. When police pressed him, he says that he wasn't present. Then he says, well, not at the first one. So September 3rd, all the friends were at Brianna's home. Andrew hears ow, and then a polite stop. So Andrew walks into the room.
I'm just going to come forth and say it. I had no choice. I killed him. He threatened to kill my baby, grandmother, her grandmother, Isis's grandmother, Brianna's children, and he's raped Brianna in front of me.
So were you present when this happened? The rape?
Not the first one. He gave me no choice.
Explain to me.
Okay.
To try to justify your actions,
Right.
I want you to explain to me, okay? For you to take somebody else's life, it has to be pretty good justification.
Okay. I didn't want to, trust me, but it was in the afternoon. I heard ow coming from the bedroom. He was on top of her. I walked out. I didn't believe what I was saying because we've been friends for years, for like a year. And then Joey,
It was in the bedroom?
bedroom,
Back bedroom in the trailer?
bedroom with a trailer with the bathroom in it.
Okay. You walk in there and you hear ow?
I heard ow and then a polite stop.
Because who wouldn't after you hear your friend say ow and then politely ask her boyfriend to stop? When he goes into the room, he sees Allie on top of Brianna and the couple's having sex. He says that he's startled by this because he knows Allie for a year and Allie's not like this. Andrew goes on to say that he was so startled that he shut the door, saying he just didn't know what to do. Then it clicked in his head apparently. Okay, stay with me. So Allie allegedly had mental issues. Andrew thought it would be in Allie's best interest to tell her to go play video games, and Brianna would go to work, because who doesn't go to work after being essayed? Makes perfect sense, right? Brianna comes home from work. Andrew and Allie stay at Brianna's together. Then Brianna goes to the hospital because she's bleeding. Allie starts drinking. And once Allie starts drinking, she begins talking to Andrew about killing Brianna's kids or getting someone to kill them. She just wants Brianna's body. She doesn't care about the kids. She wants to make kids with her. Are you confused yet? Okay, well, buckle up because it's about to get really bumpy. Allie starts talking about killing Andrew's family and killing their unborn baby, calling it a bastard child. At this point, apparently, Allie is really drunk. She's stumbling, she's laughing, she's crying. She just has all the feels going on. Allie then starts ripping up pictures and destroying things. This goes on for about 15 minutes. This is all according to Andrew. Allie then walks over to a knife block and grabs a knife. Allie starts waving the knife at Andrew. So Andrew walks up to him and tells him to calm down. Because again, who wouldn't have that type of reaction, right? So Andrew takes the knife with Allie's hand still on it and plunges the knife into Allie's stomach. So if you're asking yourself, how the hell did Andrew manage to grab a swinging knife and plunge it into Allie's stomach with both of their hands still on it? Don't fret. He answers that question as well, and it makes perfect sense. Andrew's uncle was a wrestler, and because of this, his uncle taught him how to defend himself. And even though he's never been in a physical altercation up to this point, he was somehow able to pull this one off.
Got into alcohol
That day?
okay? And that's when he started bringing up stuff about hurting her kids, killing them, or getting someone to kill them. I don't know who.
Who was he saying that to?
To me.
Be vague, or be descriptive, I mean.
He was saying this to me. Brianna was gone at this time. This is when they went to the
What was
hospital.
he saying about the kids and her?
He was saying about he just wants to hurt them. He just wants her for her body, essentially. He doesn't care about the kids. He wants to make kids with her. He goes to not really swing, but he kind of like this, and I take it and I stab it into him with his hand on it. My hand's on it too, if you ever do find the knife, but I took it and I put it in his stomach.
Okay. So, how were you able to grab a swinging knife and then turn it around on a guy instead?
My uncle, he was a wrestler, and ever since I've been younger, he's teaching me how self-defense, stuff like that. I've never been in a big fight or anything, but I know what to do to defend myself.
Did you take the knife and stab him? Did he even have a knife?
Yes, he had the knife.
Okay, carry on.
But like I was saying, he was swinging at me and
That's the
stuff.
hard thing to do. You know what I mean?
I know.
Grab a knife in mid-swing and then turn it.
I didn't really. I grabbed the arm. I went for the knife though. I went for the knife and I grabbed the arm and stuff like that. There's the cut. It's not anything major or anything.
Almost like burn.
Because the knife's kind of dull. Okay. Because the knife's kind of dull. So, like I was saying, when he went to swing at me like this, all haphazardly, so it wasn't fast.
Can you describe that in detail?
It has yellow wood handling,
No, what would handle?
and it's kind of teeth, like it has the teeth.
Right.
Yeah, where you could carve it, and I think it was double pointed at the front, the tip of the knife.
Have you ever seen this knife before?
Never paid attention to it, no.
Okay, how many times did you stab him?
Twice.
So you, with his hand on it, you stab him?
The first one was his hand on it, and the second one was out of anger because I didn't want him to fight back.
So it was out of anger.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show him me?
Where I stabbed him.
First time.
Okay, I don't.
I'm just going to kind of go over it here. Does this have a number?
Yes,
Okay, show me.
right here,
Right here.
in the stomach.
Okay. Is he right-handed or left-handed? Tell us you're left-handed.
Right-handed. I am left-handed. Yes, I am left-handed.
Okay. So he swings at you. You catch it, and then you turn it,
As fast as I could.
and you stab him.
Uh-huh.
And then you pull it out like that.
Yeah. And then he dropped it, and I picked it back. I know it sounds bad. I picked it back up. I had to make sure because I didn't want him to.
Now, after the first time you stabbed him, did you let it go to the ground, or did you stand up to him?
He went to the ground.
Okay, how did you get, did you get on top of anything?
Yes. There was blood on my pants. Not this pair of pants. I burnt the pants with the body.
Where's the burn head? Is that where the burn marks are in front of your hand?
Knife mark?
To me, it was like burn marks.
I did probably burn them, but yeah.
To me, it was like burn.
I know.
Where's the burn head?
The burn pile is in the backyard.
By the trailer house?
By the trailer house, yes, sir.
Trailer house. Okay. The knife and stab him.
Mm-mm.
Because it's hard for me to believe that he's going to swipe it at you, and you're going to catch it and turn it like in the movies and stab it.
Allie falls to the ground and Andrew stabs her again, partially out of anger and partially to make sure that she didn't fight back. Please call bullshit, obviously.
Tell me the truth.
That's what I did though. He swung it at me and I grabbed him by the arm.
Let me ask you this. Did he drop the knife and then you picked it up and stabbed him twice?
No, he dropped it after I stabbed him and went to take it, and he went to take it out with his hand and stuff. Because he may not look like much, he's a really skinny person, but he's pretty strong. He's helped me lift like a sofa and stuff like that.
I mean, I could understand maybe like a badass Marine or something, or
No.
special forces
No.
guy doing that,
No.
but me and you, I don't see that happening.
So now we go to version 2.
In the movies, that shit doesn't happen. So tell me what happened. Did you pick up the knife after he put it down, or did you grab your own knife, or did you have your own knife?
No, it was the same knife.
Okay.
Like I was saying, he was swinging it around and stuff.
Okay, did he set it down? Did you guys fight?
I think we probably fought over it. I was
You would know.
enraged and
I would know. What happened? Tell me what happened. I'm trying to find out. Environment mind what happened. Right. It's gonna feel a lot better getting it off your chest. I'm trying to help you out here, but you gotta tell me the truth, okay?
He swung it at me, and then he went to put it down on the kitchen near the sink, the counter, and it was towards the edge near the bottles of alcohol.
And you picked it up and stabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why didn't you just leave? Did you want to kill him? Be honest with me.
For a person who was getting threatened and knowing that he could probably hurt her kids because the kids had bruises on them. Racker had a bruise on his forehead.
But did he do that?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't she report any of that?
Brianna didn't want us to report it.
Did you see it?
She was afraid.
Allie was swinging the knife. She put the knife down in the kitchen. Andrew went over, grabbed the knife, and stabbed her, still maintaining that he had to kill her. And he had to kill her because she was threatening Brianna's kids. It took Allie about 2 to 3 minutes to die. Andrew didn't call police to get help, though, because he didn't want to get in trouble. When Brianna and Isis came back to the house, they burned Allie's belongings, and Andrew's clothes in the backyard of Brianna's trailer. They actually burned her over the course of a few days, but not before they smashed her bones, and not before Andrew gouged one of her eyes out and stabbed her in the genitals. None of this was planned, though, even though right before Brianna left for the hospital, she asked Andrew to kill her, just telling him to make it quick and painless, and then thanking him. How polite. Isis and Brianna didn't touch or help move the body. Instead, they went to Walmart to get camping supplies, gasoline, and burnable gel, while Andrew stayed back to collect his thoughts. On the way home from Walmart, they picked up this one right here. 25-year-old James Grigsby. After they finished burning Allie's body, they took what was left, bagged it up, and put it in a chicken coop near the property. Andrew went on to tell police that they originally planned for him to beat Allie up, maybe break a couple bones, but not kill her. But then they decided against it. Andrew instead first tried to poison her, but Allie wouldn't drink it. So that's when he decided to stab her. After the interrogation, police headed over to the trailer on Melbourne Avenue. Once there, police find bleach spots poured on the deck in an attempt to clean up, a ladder that Andrew attempted to use as a gurney to get Allie's body out of the home. In the living room where the crime took place, police found a carpet steamer and Clorox wipes, blood underneath the carpet, a roll of duct tape in the kitchen, a possible murder weapon, a bottle of pills, because remember they tried to poison Allie at first, a knife block, and a Walmart receipt. In the back of the house, police would find the burn pile used to burn Allie, her belongings, and the clothes that Mike was wearing. Alongside of the burn pile, police would find lawn chairs placed as if to sit and watch the fire burn, burnt beer cans, little white pieces of bone, and the gray garbage bag in the kitchen coop that contained all the leftovers, including pieces of bone. Isa Shower pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. James Grigsby pled guilty to abandonment of a corpse and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Brianna Calderas pled guilty to charges of abandonment of a corpse, concealing a felon, and tampering with evidence in a felony prosecution. She was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Andrew Vrba was the only person eligible for a death sentence in this case. The death penalty was taken off the table after he agreed to a bench trial. He was found guilty, but the state spared his life and sentenced him to life in prison with no chance of parole. Despite the details of the crime, Texas County Sheriff James Sigmund said, "This crime was not based on Steinfeld's identity, saying you don't kill someone if you don't have hate in your heart. But no, it's not a hate crime." Do I agree? No, not even a little bit. Texas County Prosecutor Park Stevens Jr. also insists that Allie's murder was not a hate crime. Even if Allie's case was deemed a hate crime, it probably wouldn't result in a heavier penalty, since first-degree murder is already punishable by execution or life in prison. But what are your thoughts? Let me know. And before we close out, let's take 2 minutes to remember these 4 beautiful souls that were targeted and killed so far in 2022 because they were part of the LGBTQ+ community. This is Amory Lee. She graduated from Woodland Hills High School in Wilkinsburg, which is a borough of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She was a dancer and beloved coach for the Lady Diamonds, a hip-hop and majorette dance team. This is Duval Princess. Duval was just beginning to live her life as her authentic self at the time of her death. She was a well-known hairstylist and active member of the LGBTQ+ community in Jacksonville, Florida, where she was killed. Family members, friends, and clients remembered her on social media days after her passing, referring to her as being so sweet and genuine. This is Cypress Ramos. She's a 21-year-old Latina trans woman who loved her local LGBTQ plus community in Lubbock, Texas. She was tragically found dead on February 13th, 2022. And this is Naomi Skinner. She's a 25-year-old black transgender woman who was described by a friend as being a very outstanding person. Her sister said Naomi lived a fabulous life. Naomi was fatally shot by her boyfriend on February 12th, 2022, near Detroit in Highland Park, Michigan. So if you guys are still here, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. To everybody sending me advice on the volumes and the mic, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure it out. I promise you guys. I've spent hours and hours and I am still trying to figure out the mics and the volumes and it's just not working. So please bear with me. But in the meantime, leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I promise you I'm working on it. And if you have any advice or tips or help, please send them my way. And until next time, I love you guys dearly.